gonna be a straight quiz the fight. Telling me that never can wait. Yeah, I'm gonna get it right this time. Life is what we find. The second time around.
Mobotropolis has always been on Earth, for Mobius and Earth are one and the same in our 1C2119870 universe. Throughout the entire 1C prime timeline on ours, this very 1C211987 Earth. During the early to mid 1990s, Dr. Ivo Eggman Namgay Robotic had seized and overrun Mobotropolis located directly on the intersection of North Dakota, Minnesota, and Canada, turning it into Robotropolis. Princess Sally Acorn, Sonic, and the Freedom Fighters have reclaimed Robotropolis and selling Eggman out of the nationality. Sonic, Tails, and Amy moved forward after that and relocated to Green Hills, Montana. At least Amy and Tails and others had, whereas Sonic runs around everywhere. Eggman's original base at its earliest was located in Iowa. Since his conquered then exile from Robotropolis, he had relocated his base from one location to another from time to time, including in Montana. Meanwhile, since Princess Sally Acorn and her groups worked their best to undo Robotnik's damage with modifying and/or trashing his former tech, stiffly attempted to hold on to Robotropolis, but he ultimately failed and was exiled from the reclaimed Mobotropolis. The pollution was cleared away with help and efforts of all, including Sonic's mom, dad, Uncle Chuck, Mutsky the dog, and interdimensional siblings Sonia and Manic, who came to our Earth and stayed. The building, structure, and order were restored as much as possible. Come February 24, 2006, Sally, Nicole, her flesh manifested computer partner, and Rotor with some others, including local allies Sonichu and Rose Shoes, including Mobotropolis' division of the Psychic Squadron. They were monitoring the cosmic and solar events with that on Earth and local. They found signs of potential dimensional tears coming to form in disguise around the world. Sally Hassel had a dream of the orange chaos crystal ball ending up with Sonic, images of Solana, Italy, and the Solaris Festival that year, and the situations from the Earth 1218 half in 2022, including the war in Ukraine. Nicole confirmed for Sally the Chaos Crystal Ball had been received by Sonic and Quickville, along with the certain from future manifestations, including the birthday card for Chris and Christina and the Laird of Tales. On the night of February 25, 2006, Nicole had a dream of resting and or recharging. She had connected with the digital cosmic timeline and metaphysical details of our Earth and universe. She had glimpsed from the future that she could only somewhat calculate confirmations of. I, in my goddess Sonichu Blueheart form, personally, telepathically, and digitally connected. I gave her a message that needed to be relayed to Sally, Sonic, and Tails. Nicole, I approached the moment of my second coming in 2022's December this time is indeed nigh of the dimension merge's completion, reuniting without tangible division everything and everyone of our 1C21197 Earth. In 2006 with Solana's Festival and Sonic's Resurrection, the first half completes. The timing is right, and I need you to personally relay a message to Sally, Sonic, and Tails with the four of you together in Quickville. Tell the three of them after getting together this. Magic Chance Sonichu Prime is a key to my relocation from jail. Chaos Control with all 8 shall restore order and exile all demons and devils from all of 1C21197 Earth. Sonic needs the orange Chaos Crystal Ball for his guidance. Sally and Tails build the ultimate portal with your help, Nicole. And lastly, I, Jesus Christ in Western Chandler Sonichu Prime of Quickville, Virginia, United States of America, 1C21197 Earth, intend to stay physically alive and keep use of my powers, abilities, skills, and forms for good, light, power, and righteousness in immortal, forever living with everything and everyone we save and keep safe, alive, and healthy as well. I never intend to relinquish this to anyone else for anything. Divine Plan and Alpha Omega Point Order. Thank you, Nicole. Nicole sees and logs more visions in her dreams, then wakes up for the day. At about 8:30 a.m. on February 26, 2006, Nicole sits with Sally as she finishes eating her breakfast. Good morning, Nicole, Sally says to her. Good morning, Sally. I have researched an urgent message that needs to be delivered in person to Sonic and Tails with you present. It came to me in a dream last night. A dream, Nicole? Yes. The message came from Jesus Christ, the messenger of Sonichu Prime in the year 2022. Jesus Christ, team. She is the one incarnation of Jesus Christ of Nazareth, Israel, born on the segregated 12-18 half hour 1C2-11987 Earth, on February 24th, 1982, as well as present and future God of gods. My gosh! And this involves Sonic and Tails? Yes, Sally. You and I now need to go to Quickville, Virginia, as quickly as possible in the present timing of it. Well, your circuits are still normal. Okay. Alert Brother and the others of our trip. I'll go pack a few things for the trip. Right away, Sally. Nicole sends an SMS text message to the phones of Sally's closest friends in Mobitropolis. Later, Rotor, Sonia, and Manic see Sally and Nicole off as they finish loading the trunk of the car for the day's trip. Rotor asks Sally, Are you sure you don't need us to come along? Very sure, Rotor, she responds as she closes the trunk with Nicole waiting in the front passenger seat. Sonia questions, You're really going on the basis of a dream from a computer program? Matt looks to Sonia and tells her, Sis, when it comes to Sonic and considering that it's a massive tear to the D&E, are you going to question Nicole's logic? Logic can sometimes be corrupted, Manic. Even so, Sally tells them as she gets into the driver's seat and buckles up, as Nicole had done for herself. This involves the events I've read about in the carvings and scriptures, and my recent dreams as well tell my intuitions and I to get in the business of Sonic. Everyone continue to keep Mobitropolis safe. We shall return in a few days or so and remain in touch. The mid-February, Sally drives southeast to Quickville. Seconds later, a portal opens behind the three of them. A recognizable female Fox exits and closes the portal behind her. Fiona! Sonia says with a frown and Manic scowls. Where's Scourge? Fiona asks. He ain't here, evil sister, and neither should you, Manic tells her. Gah! My portal tech is glitched up. Damn! He's in Montana? Out of my way! She exclaims as she hops on a nearby motorcycle and hot wires into life in a hasty rush. Make sure. Oh, maybe. Yeah. Oh, yeah, okay. That rat leaves the key on submersible things! She drives off westward to Green Hills, Montana. Rotor stands in a bit of shock as Sonia stomps a foot of hers and Manic scowls. Then another portal opens in front of them, but to their surprise, two female hedgehogs, one of which is a Sonichu, exit. The blue female hedgehog, along with green eyes, wearing her quills down and long, sporting low-heeled running shoes, red with a single white stripe going from left to right on each, a ruffled red mid-thigh skirt with a black belt and a trio of gold rings near the buckle, and a red-blue sports jacket over a red top. The female Sonichu with green eyes, yellow fur, brown stripes, and tail base, red cheeks with her quills, traditional style, yet with the tips curled upward, sporting typical flat Sonichu battery-charged blue running shoes with brown stripes, teal running shorts, and a blue sports jacket over her teal top. The portal closes behind her as the Sonichu checks her iPhone and the hedgehog looks around. The Sonichu tells the hedgehog with me to watch it. Hey, Chris, we got a lot of things to do. Hi, Chris. Hey. Good. Just got the upgrade on my phone works. I'm getting a signal, and according to the map app, date and time, we should be where we need to be in Mobitropolis. But you can always count on my little buddy to spruce up the tech, the hedgehog tells her. Then she looks to Rotor as Sonia Mag. Hey, Rot, the hedgehog greets him. Oh, hi, do I know you? The Sonichu hears that response and tells the hedgehog. That confirms it. The hedgehog and Sonichu introduce themselves. The name's... I'm Sonic the Hedgehog. Oh, wait, I'm sorry. Oh, that fumble because I did the wrong voice wrong. I have another can right here, so... Except it's a different flavor. Oh, wait. I'm Sonic the Hedgehog. And I'm Sonichu. First. We're from what you may call the genderbed universe and counterparts of Sonic and Sonichu. Oh, okay, Rhoda says confused. Sonica asks Rhoda, Hey, Rhoda, what day is today? Oh, Sunday, February 26, 2006, he responds, but Sonia and Manic in confused looks. Yet Manic says to Sonica, Wait, hold up. You mean to tell us you're our bro if he was our sis? Right, Manic. Manic looks over. Far out! And we pass back at ya. Anyway, if this Mobotropolis is the same as ours, if this Mobotropolis is the same as our Sideshow, she sniffs around for the familiar scent. Ah! The chili dog starts that way. Right, Sideshow responds. And if the phone numbers are the same, Sideshow puts the phone to her ear after dialing the contact. Meanwhile, in Quickville's at Tails' house at 10:55 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Night Star, Rainbow, Tails, Chew, and Rosie were talking as Tails was talking about the spectacular Sonic rainbow she made while ponied up and dueling with Trixie. And Night Star tells Sonichu directly, You'll want to take that call. The caller is authentic. What Night Star? Sonichu asks. Then his iPhone buzzes with an incoming call. He pulls out the phone and sees the caller was himself. Reluctantly taking Night Star's psychic input, Sonichu walks towards the kitchen and answers the phone. Hello? He asks with the phone up to his ear. Am I speaking with Sonichu Prime? Sonichu asks into her phone to Mobotropolis. Yes. Okay, you don't know me yet, but I know you. I'm Sonichu the First. Your self-counterpart for the genderbed universe. Genderbed? I'm you if you had been born a girl instead of a boy. Sonichu considers Night Star's judgment, then quickly considers a test of something only he would know. In Rhode Island, between the old borough and the waterfall, there are two bushes with berries, lychee and cherry, and there's a rainbow on top of the waterfall. Sonichu finds shock in his face as he thinks. According to ancient prophecy, Jesus Christ of Nazareth had a Sonichu partner. What was his name? Trick question. His name was never mentioned even on the carvings. I like cucumbers in my salad, but I can never ever stand pickle juice or brine, they both say simultaneously. Sonichu tells Sonichu, okay, I believe you. Cool. Anyway, Sonichu, listen. I and Sonic's counterpart Sonic are here from December 9, 2022. That's the same date Rainbow Dash here is from. Exactly. For now, I have a message for you. When you see Rouge in New York, talk with her. Rouge, the bat? Yes, but do not let her get that chaos crystal ball. Yes, but do not let her take the cyan case crystal ball from you and be aware that boss will have a chaos emerald on them. Oh, wait, I skipped a line. I called out fumble and cranberry fizz. First time trying that. That's yummy. Anyway, oh, here we go. Yeah, but do not let her take the side crystal ball from you and Rosie. Rouge will be a valuable ally against the boss you will face in New York. Be aware, that boss will have a Chaos Emerald on them. Land the final hit on the boss. Let Rouge have the Chaos Emerald for now. That'll distract her also as you find a Chaos Crystal Ball nearby after that. Okay, I got it. Let Rouge have the Emerald, keep the Chaos Crystal Balls. Right. This kind of goes against a dream I had recently.
Right. Right. I thought the same with Rouge. I made the mistake of not speaking with him until he got.
I'm sorry, I said it wrong.
Right. I thought the same with Rogue. I made the mistake of speaking with him, and they got both Chaos Crystal Balls and the Emerald. I had to ask Magique for a borrow of 2 of Chris's Chaos Crystal Balls to undo my mistake. I'm warning you not to make that mistake, Sonichu.
All right. I shall remember this.
And one last thing. The alicorn you will also meet. Do not call her cute or short and or little. She has a thing personally against that.
Alicorn?
A Pegasus with a unicorn horn.
Okay.
Go! I will see you soon enough. Be safe.
Thanks. You too, Sonichu.
Bye.
Bye. They hang up their respective phones. Sonichu returns to the group, repeating the details from Sonichu in his head. Sonica and Sonicha chill in Mobitropolis for a day and night, working in collab with everyone and reviewing their details and playing with each other. Later in the day, as Sally drives southeast nearing the Minnesota border, Nicole instantly sees a light blue, youthful male Sonichu with bright stripes and tail base and white wavy lines around his knees, like what she saw in her vision sitting in the grass by the roadside. Excuse me. Nicole tells Sally to stop the car. Sally stops in front of the Sonichu pulling over. Nicole alerts he is lost and he is needed to get to Quickville. Sally calls out to him.
Hey, Sonichu!
The Sonichu looks up and sees Sally. Hey, I remember her from the history books and what Psychic Squadron and Mom told me. Sally? Oh, wait. Sally, he calls out.
Yes, do you need a lift to Quickville?
He smiles and nods as he walks to the car.
Enter the car,
Nicole tells him. He enters the back seat passenger side, closes the door, and the drive is resumed. Thank you so much for stopping for me. I read all about you and the war against Eggman and everything. My mom, Bubbles, was telling me of the strong and kind of leadership of yours.
Well, it's nice to know my reputation gets around. Now, who are you?
Oh, well, I'm Donatello Sonichu, but everyone calls me Donnie. I'm the son of Bubbles Roadshoe and Blake Sonichu. I'm physically over a year old, but I evolved at about level 23. Anyway, I was swimming with Mom in the Atlantic and cleaning the ocean amidst the terrors in the sky between C-197 and 1218 house. But you really gotta get Christ Chat out of jail. A portal sucked me in away from Mom, and I ended up at a farm not far from where I was. I saw a newspaper with a date February 26, 2006 on it. Magic Chat had warned me I might end up back in time.
Back in time?
Yep. I came from December 9, 2022. Sally gets a short shock.
Nicole, does this have to do with the message and dream you mentioned? Yes, Sally. Oh my gosh. We don't have time to lose.
Sally keeps driving forward to Quickville with Nicole's navigations. In Quickville, about 12:30 p.m., Simona Roadshoe and Zapina Roadshoe were taking a break from their work at the construction site north of Quickville on a sudden day off being cancelled. Oh wait, north of Quickville on a sudden day off being called for their human partner Sim at the office 2.5 hours ago to everyone of the crew. They went back to their apartment, had lunch, brought in the day's paper, and placed it on the coffee table in the living room. Simona was getting over the sudden change in the humans of the crew. She paced the floor in front of the sofa while Zapina sat on the sofa.
You need to calm down, Simona. So Sims gave everyone the day off and the crew broke out into a sudden choreographed song. I've seen stranger things. Oh, really, Zip?
I'm sorry.
Oh, really, Zappy? Normally Sim is a strict guide of leadership at heart. The way she acted was almost reminiscent of a 5-year-old human on a merry-go-round at McIntyre Park.
It's like she's got bookers or something. Then in their view from inside the apartment's door, a portal opened and a female rose shoe exited, landing on her back. Then the portal closed. The rose shoe was about the same height as Subpoena, had quill style that made her head look like the sun. Light orange fur, yellow eyes, with retractable sliding red visors like Simona. A brown round shell covering her back and chest. A long drill-tipped tail, collapsed retractable drill sides on her forearms, and brown heavy-duty construction shoes. She groaned as she sat up, singing days.
Man, Sabina, you don't have to shine your lights so bright when Dad and Mom guided that beam up that structure.
Simona and Sabina looked towards the rose shoe with concern.
Hey, are you okay, kid?
Simona asked her. The rose shoe turned her head and looked around to look at her.
Mom, Sabina! Wow, that question! I was digging the stretches from the sewer field in the Magruder complex like you told me to, Mom, when suddenly I fell backwards in the bush. I ended up here.
The rose shoe looks around.
Wow, the old crew really got this apartment up and running fast.
Simona says to her,
I'm sorry, kid, but why are you calling me Mom? And how do you know my name?
Subpoena adds. The rose shoe shakes her head in dismay.
Well, because you are my mother, and Sabina, you and I have been besties for years. Mother?
Simona says in question.
Besties? I don't even know you, girl.
Subpoena says,
What? Did a beam hit your heads in the magnesia or something? It's me, Sandy Roseshoe. Today is Friday, December 9, 2022. Mom, your brother is my Uncle Simon Shoe. And Wild... Hold up,
Simona commanded.
What did you say today was?
Quizzically, Sandy answered.
Friday, December 9, 2022.
Simona grabs a nearby newspaper and hands it to her.
Huh?
Sandy asks as she accepts the paper and reads the headline.
Wait, these are today's headlines, huh?
She reads the date, Sunday, February 6, 2026. Sandy drops the newspaper with a shocked look on her face. Sandy thinks,
What? 2006? I wasn't even born yet. My mom, Sabina. Wow!
maybe that was a bit too exaggerated for Will, but oh well, I said it. Simona discusses with Sabina.
I look over at that portal. I suppose it is possible. I suppose Sabina retorts. She says she's from 2022. Plus her firm, the shell of her eyes, the drills, and that trumpet necklace on her looks like yours. My message had informed me recently that I'd have an unexpected visitor.
Sabina looks Sandy over and nods.
We'll at least help her for now. I agree, Sandy. Hey, Sandy.
Sabina tries to pour out a shock. Simona goes to the kitchen for a glass of water. Sandy comes to and looks at Sabina.
Are you okay?
Sabina asks. Sandy puts her left hand on her forehead.
Yeah, this is too much.
Simona hands Sandy a full glass of cool, clean water. Sandy takes it and drinks the water.
Thank you, Mom. It's okay, Sandy,
Simona tells her with care.
We will help you while you're here. Yep,
Sabina adds.
it cannot be for somebody to talk with and be friends with.
Sandy calms and hands the empty glass to Simona.
Thank you. Right now I feel like I need some fresh air.
Sandy's stomach growls. Simona thinks and reaches into her shell for her wallet, pulls out a $20 bill and offers it to Sandy.
Here, Sandy. There's a Burger King across the street from here. Take some time to collect yourself. Our home is your home as long as you are here. Come on back until you've recovered.
Sandy takes the money.
Thanks.
She gets up and starts to leave the apartment.
I will come back.
Sandy heads out. Shortly after, Sandy makes it down to the front stoop of the apartment building and sees the Burger King across the street as Roberta, Sonichu, and Wild Sonichu were about to pass. Roberta sees and recognizes Sandy. She stops and goes to her.
Sandy!
Roberta calls. Hearing the familiar voice, Sandy looks to her right and slightly up.
Roberta!
Sandy asks. Roberta nods. Sandy smiles and hugs Roberta with relief and joy with Wild Sonichu as witness. I take it you both know each other? Wild asked them. Sandy backs out of the hut, turns to see Wild, and habitually starts.
Yes, Dad!
Yeah, Sandy thinks as she catches up.
Wait, it's 2006. Wait, it's 2006. What signed you here? It's not my dad yet.
She resumes.
Sir, what signed you?
She turns to. She turns quick to Roberta.
Robbie, a girl talk?
The two of them make eye contact to whisper. Sandy begins.
I just had an awkward meeting with my mom and Sabina sat by ourselves right here in that apartment. I don't want to risk not being born and bringing them together too soon. I'm not fading out of existence, am I?
Roberta, call me first.
No, Sandy, you're not. You're still here. But you are right in preventing a paradox. Magic would be able to help us out. I was on my way to the psychic tower. How come thinking, Robbie?
Then Sandy has eyes across the street as another rumble growls from her belly, but also catching sight of a hippogriff picking up a money bill from the sidewalk and entering the barricade. Sandy looks nasty.
Is that Silver Quill?
Roberta spots him as well. Sandy and Roberta nod and start across the street with homie attack spin jumps while Wild follows. Well, they had to hop over the cower somehow, but they did not hit anybody. They just and then land. And right after Blake groans from hearing Silver calls out his name, Sandy pushes the door to the restaurant open and Roberta and Wild right behind.
Silver!
Sandy calls out. The hippogriff turns to recognize it. Oh, Legasp, the lovely Sandy and Roberta. How are you ladies this lovely day? Quick on thought, Sandy asks him,
Silver, what year is it?
Why, it's 2022, Miss Rosechew. Silver responds.
It's 2006.
Oh, but that can't be so, for we have progressed very far, young maiden.
Is there a newspaper around here?
Sandy asks with a groan and looks around. She spots one placed on top of a trash can bin nearby. Sandy gets it and shows Silver the front page. Silver reads the title. Quickville Press. That answers the where. Then he reads the today. Le gasp! This cannot be so. February 26, 2006. It is so, Sandy and Roberta affirmed simultaneously. At the counter, Sarah had just received and pocketed her change after ordering a number one meal, medium, and receiving the medium drink cup. Then she turns to find
Roberta! Sandy?
The two of them look up to see her.
Sarah!
They said simultaneously. Sarah sprints to them with empty cup in hand.
You guys are here too! My gosh! This is incredible!
Sarah exclaims. Not as incredible as the fact we have traveled through time and space, Silver says with a thought. Silver looks to him. Sarah looks to him.
Silver Quill.
Hi, Sarah.
Anyway, I was about to have lunch with Blake and get some questions answered.
Roberta, Sandy, and Wild see Blake halfway through eating his sandwich.
I gotta get my lunch. Come join us.
Sarah tells them, and then Sandy tells Roberta she's gonna get food too. Sandy tells Roberta she's gonna get food too. Messing her humble. Roberta asks her to order a small Sprite light ice for her. As Roberta goes to sit by Blake, Wild says aloud, well, since I'm here, I'm gonna get a grilled chicken sandwich. Silver lets out a loud clucking sound and shock as he gets in line for a Whopper for himself. Roberta sits at a neighboring table by Blake. Then Sarah, after filling her cup with Coca-Cola with light ice, she carries her tray to Blake's table and then sits across from him. Sarah and Roberta decide to wait for the other two. Sarah starts on her Whopper, no mayo, add cheese. Blake realizes in his thoughts, crap, I'm trapped by these girls from the future. Why me? I can't wait for that pompous liquor Chris, help Christian, and Shortly, Sandy and Wild sit by Roberta and Silver take seats. Sandy and Wild sit by Roberta, and Silver takes a seat at the other neighboring table by Blake to revel in the plot development for Blakey Boo. Sandy hands Roberta her small cup of Sprite light ice. Sarah begins addressing her peers.
Okay, ladies, I ended up in Quickville here in 2006, so I'm glad to...
Okay, ladies, I ended up in Charlottesville here in 2006, so I ran to Quickville.
I observed the absence of both basilicums and the lack of some nearby buildings. I got hungry for BK and found Blake here. I confirmed so far that Blake was in Canada with Liquid Chris, not to mention of him being fired.
Excuse me?
With the mention of him being fired. Ah, Roberta confirms. If history stands, that tells us Chris and Crystalina have found two of the Chaos Crystal Balls between the Mushroom Kingdom and Green Hills.
Brimstone, Blake mutters. Roberta snaps her fingers.
Right. Liquid used one of the Chaos Crystal Balls on himself in the volcano.
Blake pauses, is chewing with a cough and a thought. How did I know that? Oh, the plot thickens, Silver says, with a sip of his water. Amen.
And as opposed to the tear above North's Quickville in 2022, there's a tear to the west of the city,
Roberta continues.
Oh, right. I did see the west tear on my way here. So if we do the sequential math right,
Roberta continues,
that means the collision between 2006 and 2022,
Sarah asks,
is nearing the Solana celebration and Christchurch Prime's second coming. Right,
Roberta confirms, and Sandy gasps as she processes the historical pieces together for herself. Second coming, Wild asks. Are you ladies talking about the dimension merge that's going on now?
Yes, Wild,
Roberta responds. Sandy summarizes.
I guess we're here with the ability to experience and appreciate the merge's first half after not having been here before, and helping us now with what we know from history.
Sarah puts a hand on Sandy's shoulder and congratulations.
Score a good point for Sandy here.
Oh, and cheers to your adventure time, my ladies, Silver said, holding his water in a cup and toast. Adventure time! Come on, grab your friends. We'll go to very distant lands. With Roberta, Sonichu, Sarah, Rochu, Sandy, Rochu, and begrudgingly Blake, Sonichu.
Yes, the final never ends. It's adventure time!
What utter nonsense, Blake says as he munches on a fry and takes a sip of his Sprite. I get it. You three are from the future. Otherwise, you'd have to be psychic and distantly sage to know what happened recently. I have done my duty in part for your future. Why am I having to be trapped by all of you and this pigeon who's probably more pompous than Liquid Chris? Hey now, I resent that remark in comparison with the Chris Chan imposter.
Well, Blake, Sarah responds, to be honest, the reason is unclear to me as well. But we are brought together right here and now for a greater reason. If you really want to go, leave, but let me confirm something for you, Blake Sonichu. We know your heart is coming on the right direction. We know your heart is coming on the right place and direction. Do not stay in the darkness. You know deep inside what is right and good.
Blake muses the word. Very well, daughters of Sonichu and Rosie. Blake muses on the fact Sarah said she had talked with he and Bubbles in that as he leaves the group. Sarah, thank you. Blake finishes his Sprite, empties his tray into the bin, and exits for the Team Rocket base. Okay. To put this in for official divine chronicling and manifestation, while everyone who had gone back in time from as early as 2022 to 2006 will be spending a few more days out of the week of Sunday, February 26, 2006, with the Chaos Control Resolve event after the 7 Chaos Crystal Balls, rather all 8, since they already have the orange one, were collected at that time. Everyone who had been misplaced to that very week in 2006 on our undividing, recombining 1C211987 Earth shall all be respectively returned to their origin planets, dimensions, universe, and points of time respectively. In this, everyone who had traversed from as early as 2022, at least from Friday, December 9th of that year, shall all be returned to the day that they respectively came from, or rather from as early as Tuesday, December 13th, 2022, at the location where they happened to be at the moment when they went back in time. All right. So, Resuming from yesterday, we returned to Amy Rose's house in Green Hills, Montana at about 7 o'clock p.m. Mountain Time with Chris Chan Sonichu, Christine Rose Chu, S&T, Doopie Doover, and Christine Rose Chu continuing their discussion after having enjoyed the Veggie Lovers Pizza within the past half hour. Doopie was still piecing together the events that had happened so far from February 24, 2006 up to then, which with her did not really supposedly matched up with what had happened on the 1218 half of the Earth she came from at around that time back in 2006. Essentially, her memories were challenged as she was starting to freak from lack of her prescribed medicinal marijuana or weed. Yeah. Hey, she literally said so herself at one point. All right, so there's that. It was on her channel, or maybe it was mentioned on Danger Dolan's channel. Look it up, or if you want to. Anyway, Christine was able to link and piece together the events with what Chris, Sonichu, and the others had told her of the 2006 events prior to December 9, 2022.
The way I see it, since you and Kristalina have foreseen these for yourselves, Chris, the adventure and game industry shall be successful. The most difficult crystal ball retrieval will be from Giovanni in Tokyo, Japan. Liquid ship will still be a problem, but less frequent with his present hired allies. What allies? S&T says. Scourge the Hedgehog and Fiona Fox, Christine responds. Not them! They're just really horrible.
Chris and Christina affirm. And I take it sense, Christina starts. He has a Chaos Emerald on him that came from his universe. Yep, Christine responds. That does not surprise me either, Chris adds. Oh, wait, yeah. Fortunately, yeah, Liquid is still inexperienced with the Chaos Gems. Even if Scourge tells Liquid of what he could do with the Chaos Gems. Amen. Oh, that's a fumble. That's part of the, connecting. Even if Scourge tells Liquid of what he could do with Chaos Control, it's not enough to prevent backfire upon Liquid himself directly. Right, Christine says. On that, the confirmed history is set. The destined details remain in our favor.
Especially with me with you. I'll take the seriously powered heroes.
Amen.
I'll take us seriously powered heroes to down singular evil ones.
Doopie groans and moans.
Are you okay,
S&T and Christine asked her. Christian knowingly reaches interdimensionally through his magic satchel, pulling out a sealed plastic bottle of 100 pills that reads it to confirm its contents. Doopie says, 2006 sucks. Medicinal marijuana has not even been legal in the States yet, and my prescription is back in frickin' 2022 amidst that COVID junk. I can't properly function without it. After confirming its contents, a recheck the permission, Chris breaks the seals from the bottle and offers it to her. What's that? Chris asks. This is not marijuana, but a legally safe equivalent of it. This came from a CVS in an alternate timeline where weed had been made legal decades ago. Then they improved on it with matching ingredients in pill form. You can only take up to 3 in a 24-hour period, one at a time, with about 6 to 8 hours in between. Do not overdose, Danielle. Doopie, feeling weary, decided to take the bottle and swallow one pill out of the bottle. She instantly felt like her better normal self. Whoa, she says, reading the label, then looking to Chris. Thank you so much, she says to him with a smile. She puts the bottle deep into her pocket. The pills were a generic brand, Sisonoctolin. That's the generic prescription pill name. They're compared to the active ingredients in Tylenol. Not Tylenol, Tylenol. Are you sure I can have this? Doopie asked Chris. Yes, I have thoroughly checked. Hardly any of the active ingredients in that will not exist until around the 2040s in this timeline. Plus, you cannot go wrong with a CVS item approved by the FDA Health Organization. Just don't give them to anyone else, even after returning to 2022. Consume the bottle to empty strictly on a timely manner and take a Sharpie black all over the label before disposing of the empty bottle.
Okay, thanks, Chris.
And never call or refer to me as a pill guy. I'm only doing this one time and absolutely no more. Yeah, don't expect me to hook you up with any meds either. I'm not one of those. I'm not a pill pusher. Uh, yeah, but it was for Doopie's mental health at that time, so just the one time. Why does my head look? Okay, there we go. Anyway, Chris continues to the whole group. All supplies with a few sleeping bags from Walmart. I believe Amy's shampoo will do. There are fresh bars of soap under her sink. Her linen closet is stocked with clean washcloths and towels. Sis, you hold on to the yellow kiosk crystal ball. I still have the red one. And tomorrow morning, we all venture the game industry for the next kiosk crystal ball. The group nods in agreement. SNT calls for the shower first. Chris and Christina transfer back to their human forms. Chris teleports to the nearby Walmart to purchase no less than 4 sleeping bags and toothbrushes for the group. Christina called Amy's bed first. The ladies slept in Amy's room as well as in their. The ladies slept in Amy's room as well in their sleeping bags. Chris took the living room. They hit the hay at about 8:30 p.m. for they leave early for game industry. Excuse me a second. Okay. Back in Quickville at about 12:50 p.m. as Blake left the group at Burger King to return to Team Rocket Base. Wild, having paid attention to the dialogue and with the earlier witness at Bubbles' house, pieces it together. I sense I know what was implied with that, but I don't want to say anything. Sandy bursts it out.
Yep, Bubbles and Blake get together and it's good. Wild.
I had an intuition on that. Let's keep it only between us, ladies. And Silver, says Wild. The four of them nod. Besides, it's not like they're getting married tomorrow. Sarah frowns at the comment and starts to criticize him when Magic Chan Sonichu Prime teleports into where Blake was sitting and tells her, Sarah, there is no need to disparage the hippogriff at the time. Magic Chan, the 3 gals called out. Another female psychic squadron Sonichu, Anelia, rank 3. Anelia Sonichu, who is a rank 3, also had teleported in and took a seat by Silver Quill, cracking open a new can of Dr. Pepper and taking a sip. Magic Chan addresses Roberta, Sarah, and Sandy. Of course, I've known you 3 would arrive from 2022. I have a few options for you all during the stay. Firstly, you each and Silver Quill will be provided a prepaid $1,000 Visa gift card for your food and needs. Second, Roberta and Sarah, I can arrange to lease an apartment in the city for up to a month for your accommodations. Or, at about 5:15 p.m., I can introduce you to Sonichu and Rosie, and you may mind the house for the time. Beds in the guest room are provided. Roberta and Sarah need no second bidding. We'll take the house, they both say aloud. Very well. And Sarah and Roberta, this may interest you, but Miss Rainbow Dash of Baltimore, Maryland, 2022, is also here. No way! Sarah exclaims. Wait. Rainbow is here too? Roberta asks. Magic Chan nods. Sandy shows shock as she took another bite of her fish sandwich. No tartar sauce, add lettuce and tomato. Oh, she will be leaving. She will be living with Night Star Sonichu not far from Sonichu and Rosie's house. And Sandy? Sandy looks into him as Wild continues to listen.
Yes, sir.
It is safe for you to live with Simona and Sabina during the time if you wish, with extra caution that what you say aloud. But it is recommended that you live with Roberta and Sarah for the time. Sandy considers it for a moment over his sandwich.
I actually would very much like to meet No Sim, Simona's partner. I would very much like to meet No Sim, Simona's partner, since I missed out on that. And I would like to know Simona and Sabina as they were. So I'm going to stay with that Magic Chan.
Magic Chan nods and foreknowing this likely choice and outcome. Very well, Shad. Very well, Sandy. We shall guide you in preventing any mishaps or slips.
Thank you.
And Silver Quill, Anela Sonichu calls out. Silver turns to look at her. You'll welcome me in my place. I have a guest room, and I expect you to be on good behavior. You know well what we psychics can do if you should get out of line. You will help out around the apartment of mine. It will not be a cakewalk. Well, Silver starts, with such an enticing offer as that, how can I refuse? Especially on the alternative of heading back to Equestria right now. I don't want to encounter myself counterpart right in the moment, my past self, and have a paradox thing going on. Silver imagines meeting his past self with constant rebuttals and Niles and Frasier-like situations. Then one of them paradoxically becomes permanently KFC, Kentucky Fried Chicken, or should I say Kentucky Fried Hippogriff. He shudders. And Wild, Magic Chan resumes, yes, until when I collect Roberta and Sarah, you shall be their guide and escort. Keep them both safe and tell them what you know of the present events. You can count on me, Wild says with a smile. Okay, 17. Don't want to lose these pages. I'll tuck them in the outer pocket. Next page. What up? All right. Going back to a Royal Comfort Inn in Montana around 11:30 a.m. Mountain Time. After stopping for lunch at a diner on the way, Liquid Chew and Scourge check in and enter their hotel room and begin their plans and discussions. Liquid Chew also noticed a T-Mobile nearby where he can access his account and replace his Android smartphone later in that day. Liquid also showed Scourge his human form by transforming back. Then he returned to his Sonichu form so no one had to strain their necks at the height difference. Liquid also withdrew $500 cash so no one had to... Liquid also withdrew $500 cash to pay Scourge for the day at the ATM, as in the hotel room. Liquid found a layer pad, pulled out his pen, and started writing and drawing out the foreknown scenarios and recent events. Okay, Scourge, let's get down to business, Liquid Shoe starts. Okay, what's the sitch? He replies. The goal is to prevent Chris Sonichu from saving the Earth from a massive amount of destruction by collecting a few Chaos Crystal Balls and holding them for ransom in a trade for ownership of the city in Quickville, but also using the powers of the Crystal Balls on myself to increase my power over them and the Second Squadron, including Magic Chan. Oh, world destruction, city dictatorship, and power hungry. I like the way you think, Scourge tells Liquid Shoe. Keep going. In that moment, just outside, a motorcycle pulls up to the hotel. If these readings tell something, then I got you, dirty rat, the driver says aloud as she cuts the engine and starts running in. In room A113, Liquid Shoe was sent to resume when there's a bang on the door. It's so hard to even shut my camera, lol. That's funny. Liquid Shoe asks with an intuition, now who could that be? Scourge responds, I recognize that doctor. The door gets kicked in. Scourge! She shouts, Fiona! Fiona! He shouts. Liquid Shoe recognizes this type of squabble, so he sidles away and takes the moment to telekinetically repair the door. Fiona approaches Scourge, grabbing him by the jacket's cuff. You got some nerve rubbing off with the chaos around, you scoundrel! Well, Fee, if you didn't want me to take it, you should not replace me like that. Pushing me through that portal with no reason. No reason? You called in N1 what fits you to give me Team Rocket bookmark? Let me try that again, and I'm counting that as a fumble. No reason? You call in N1 fits you to give Team Rocket the core capacitor I need for eye domination to Doom device? No reason? It ain't up working out, Toots. Look, we're in the universe of that guy to shoot Sonic and Liquid Shoe here, odds to destroy the very Earth and prevent Chris Chan from saving it. Fiona looks to Liquid Shoe as he finishes repairing the room's door. Yes, indeed, miss. I attend on that very much, Liquid Shoe tells her. If this versus Chris Chan is opposite to ours, her eyes widened with anger.
Okay, Scourge, maybe you have something here. It'll be raging to wop Sonic like that. So, Brownie Boy, what's the haps?
Ah, I was just going over that with Scourge if you'd like to join us, Fiona. Licorice says as he approaches the paper pad on the desk to resume. Now, out of the Chaos Crystal Balls, Chris and Christina have collected 2 of them. My psychic powers reveals location before even then they shine. Although not exactly direct, but in following Chris's channel of focus, I can get the jump on them traversing through the dark void and beating them to at least the general area. I find and collect the crystal balls before them, well, letting chaos and destruction happen before for prestige, leadership, and power is an understatement. I kind of feel like there's a fumble. I'm going to count that. And I'm going to go back to the beginning of that sentence. I find and collect the crystal balls before them. Well, letting chaos and destruction happen for prestige, leadership, and power is an understatement. By my calculations and visions, game industry will be their next destination. I foresee the crystal ball within the center of the country with further concentration. I can narrow it down to location, especially since I require recovering my tech for maps and the earlier events of the day frustrate me exponentially. The present plan is this. I will replace my smartphone, meditate and focus, and in the morning, after rest, we will teleport the game industry with Scourge's, or rather, your Chaos Hero, Fiona. I would be happy to pay you for your services as well.
Well, ain't you a considerate hunk? Okay, I'm in. I guess I have to rent a room at this dump too.
Allow me to pay for the room. It's the least I can do, Liquid offers. Throughout the day, Liquid pays for Fiona's room for the night, runs to T-Mobile and replaces his Android phone, downloads his cloud-safe backup data and apps onto it, then gets to focus work. Scourge and Fiona also tell Liquid about what Chaos Control can do for him. Liquid is also aware of Chris's early bird habits from observations. After finishing lunch at Burger King, Sandy tells Roberta and Sarah she will see them later and returns across the street to Simona and Zapina in their apartment. Sandy and Zapina talk and get to know each other, as does Simona and Sandy. Pardon me. Sim did not return home until 7:30 p.m. after a long day, feeling like a kid at an amusement park. She didn't get drunk, yet she passed out on the couch. Sandy slept in Zapina's room. Sandy got her $1,000 Visa card from Magic Chan at the Burger King. Anelia Sonichu teleports. Excuse me a second. God dang it. Anelia Sonichu teleports Silver Quill to her apartment. Very clean place. Silver too got his funds. The apartment was clean, but Anelia's closets were disorganized. Anelia could not be bothered after a long day on her shifts. Her cupboards and pantry were something else too. Silver was bothered and started cleaning up around there. Magic Chan also gave Roberta and Sarah each a $1,000 Visa gift card before he returned to the Psychic Tower and reminding them and Sandy he's just a thought away when he needs them. While telling Roberta and Sarah further of the recent events in and around Quickville, the animals in the forest acted strangely as early as 10 o'clock a.m. that day as well. Snakes, Ekans, and Arbok suddenly were slithering in circles without stop. Butterfree and Bugzap were spraying various powders on the flora and fauna and on each other with various results. Pidgeys were flying backwards with some other birds. Roosters and Dodrio crowded like car and bike hordes. Oh, wait. I'm counting as a fumble. Roosters and Dodrio crowed like car and bike hordes. Charmanders were swimming in lakes of water. Charmeleons were burying their heads like ostriches. Squirtles were breathing hot air almost like ember shots. Wild Roberta and Sarah also killed time at the Quickville Mall, and their observations found teenagers and children hiding from their really weird parents, are even more weirder that day, some of them. The food court was filled all right, with at least 5 people there, counting the mildly plump woman Nightstar and Rainbow Dash observed, occupying the tables with one attraction sign of various writings each, and the sign wielders were stiff and blank like statues. breathing but not reacting to anything. The store and restaurant employees were being really generous to everyone with steep discounts and wide grins. The only one there unchanged was Alice and Amber in the mayor's office doing the usual work in Chris's stead. Politics and government may as well took a holiday that day. Killing time at Quickville Park proved more peaceful than most anywhere else in the city. At about 5:05 p.m., Sonichu and Rosie left Tails' house and dashed back home. They ended up witnessing the bizarre with Heather. Okay. Here's a bit of an introduction in case y'all were not aware. Heather y Carlos Iglesias. They are Spanish. And they are literally Sonichu and Rosie's next door neighbors. And Heather Iglesias, she was their baby. She was the babysitter of Robbie, Sarah, Christine, Sonichu's, and Rosechu. Yep. Anyway, so that's that little detail. So they've been decent neighbors and very good friends. Anyway, they ended up witnessing the bizarre with Heather y Carlos Iglesias as Heather was standing in the front yard in her bra and panties, acting like a water squirting child statue at a fountain, and Carlos running around like he was on fire when he was not, and squawking like a chicken. Plus, the temperature that day was only about 62 degrees Fahrenheit. Rosie attempted to move Heather into her house. She had to use strength. I forget which HM was that. I think that might have been HM03. Anyway, she had to use strength to do so. Sonichu guided Carlos into the house and convinced him to sit and remain on the sofa. After that, Sonichu and Rosie went into their house. Good grief, Sonichu said to Rosie. The humans are acting even worse than earlier.
It sure seems that way, Rosie responded. With what Nightstar told and confirmed for us earlier, we will have to face more of this until we use chaos control with all the chaos crystal balls.
Sonichu looks out the window, seeing the tear in the sky that opened within the past few hours beyond Quickville Park. Well, nothing to do but move forward. And checking our visions, the next crystal ball will be in New York. So, we plan to rest for tomorrow, Sonichu says.
You got that right,
Rosie says. Next page. Next page. Next page. That little love connection show that Silver Quill hosted. It was the April Fool's gag, and Noah and KP were on that lovely little fan video. Anyway. Come 5:15 p.m., as Wild, Roberta, and Sarah cool down with a simple walk in Quickville Park, Ratchet Chow teleports in. Thank you, Wild. I will take the ladies to Sonichu and Rosie's now. Ratchet Chow says, no problem, says Wild. Roberta and Sarah thank Wild for the talk, updates, confirmations, and company. They bid each other see you later, and Ratchet Chow teleports himself, Roberta, and Sarah to Sonichu and Rosie's house. Wild stretches, then decides to get some Chinese food before returning to his tree house. Just after Rosie tells Sonichu, you got that right, so essentially a continuity from the previous page where I just read, Magic-chan telepathically tells them he's bringing a couple of visitors as they had talked about the day before. Magic-chan, Roberta, and Sarah, they shortly after that teleport into the living room in front of Sonichu and Rosie. Greetings, Magic-chan says to Sonichu and Rosie. Noticing the two women with Magic-chan, they greet Magic-chan and the two of them. Magic-chan makes the direct introduction because there's no better way than to get right down to the truth than the nitty-gritty. Sonichu and Rosie, this is Roberta.
Hey,
Roberta says, and this is Sarah.
Yo, hey,
Sarah says. Magic-chan then breaks the word. They are literally two of your three daughters from the future, Sonichu and Rosie. Wait, daughters?
Oh, wow,
Rosie says. If I didn't know you better, Magic-chan, Sonichu Prime, I'd say you were joking. It's no joke, Mom. Roberta steps forward. Sarah also steps forward. We're from the year 2022. As if this day was not weird enough. Sonichu said. Rosie puts a palm to her forehead.
First, that generous sweet mob.
That call from my genderback counterpart, Heather the Fountain and Carlos Hot Chicken. They both take deep breaths and they look over Sarah and Roberta more closely. The energies, vibrations, eyes, and facial features of Sarah and Roberta reminded Sanchi and Rosie of themselves and each other. They could not believe it. Roberta said to them, Sarah and I can bunk in the guest room and give you both some space and time. Either way, we will keep the house safe during your trip to New York. Sarah puts a hand over her heart and affirms, You can count on us, Mom and Dad. Uh, thanks, Sancho said as he looked Roberta in the eyes. Thank you, girls. Thank you, girls, Rosie tells them. Roberta and Sarah nod, then they go to the kitchen for food and juice before heading to the guest room. Well, Matt-chan, you did warn us. I'm meeting Rainbow Dash in 2022 as well. I feel like I need to sit down. Rosie sits on the sofa. Sancho, knowing he needed his space as well, sat in a nearby chair. Sancho tells Magic-chan, We'll process and recover quick enough. Thank you, Magic-chan. Of course, he responds with a nod. I shall be on thought should you need me. He reminds them and then teleports onto the rooftop of the psychic tower for his own deep healing breaths. Sancho tells Rosie, I could get some water. He walks into the kitchen, fills 2 glasses with water from the refrigerator's dispenser, then returns to Rosie in the living room, placing 1 glass of water on the coffee table in front of Rosie. Rosie thanks Sancho. Sancho sits on the chair again, sips some water from his glass, then places it on a nearby table on a coaster. Rosie also drinks some water from her glass and places it on a coaster on the coffee table. They both take a moment, then Sancho speaks. Wow. Did you hear that, Rosie? We have 3 daughters in the future. Funny. You and I were discussing our possible wedding over dinner on Valentine's Day. I still have the intuition we wait until 2007. Considering 2006 being as crazy as it is, I agree even more on that date. Sancho checks his watch. 5:20. We just met them exactly 5 minutes ago. 5:15. That would be an easy date to remember. May 15th, 2007. Yep, I can get behind that. Cool. Rosie writes that down on a notepad with a pen. Wedding, May 15th, 2007. Then places it on the coffee table. I wonder. Rosie looks at him. I wonder how I'll do as a dad. I feel like I would do my best in supporting them, loving them, and teaching them to run fast like me. I'd be as hardworking and caring, teaching them to be strong, courageous, compassionate, and never giving up on their dreams, just like Quill for me over the years. They both ponder further. Meanwhile, Sarah and Roberta were sitting on the bed in the lit, warming up guest room. So, Robbie, Sarah starts, did me and Mom and Dad have time before we came around meet your expectations? Roberta thinks over a sip of orange juice from her tall glass. Magic-chan had asked me recently what I would say if I met Mom and Dad in their early days. I actually heard that question before for the shows and movies and magazines. Avengers Endgame. So I used empathy. That's you, all right, Miss Empathetic. I'd swear empathy is the power that makes you a special Sonichu. Roberta says with a smirk. Like how your super strength makes you a special rose chew. Hey, best person 100 G's is a rare feat, you know. Hey, laugh. Roberta resumes. Anyway, I put myself in Dad's perspective, envision myself appearing before me, telling me, I'm your daughter, Roberta. I'm your daughter, Roberta. I feel like, what? Daughter? My daughter? I slapped myself in the forehead in shock and disbelief. And after a while to clear my head, I found acceptance from Dad's view, and we hugged. She sighs. So, yep, pretty much what I expected. I also emphasized from Mom's perspective. I felt faint. Well, see, Mom having to sit down kind of confirmed that. I've also thought... I've also thought about what I would say to tell Dad and Mom. What about you, Sarah? What sage words would you tell them? Wow, putting me on the spot, huh, Robs? Sarah sighs and thinks over a cookie. Then Sarah says, "I probably give out one of my famous pep talks. Never give up. You are truly strong. Your endurance and fortitude are mightier than earth itself, and never doubt yourself. If there's anyone who's cheering you on, it will always be me, always and forever." "Okay," Roberta retorts. "That is so you." They smile at each other and sigh. Then there's a knock on the guest room door. "It's Sonichu, your dad," Sonichu says with an emotional sentiment. May I come in?" "Sure," Sarah responds. "Sure." Sonichu opens the door and enters. Sonichu looks them both over again. A warm smile fills his soul. Roberta, may I talk with you?" "Of course," Roberta responds. "Sarah, Rosie's asking for you," Sonichu tells her. Sarah's heart skips a beat. "Wow," she says. "Cool. I'll see you later, Robbie." Sarah leaves and approaches the living room where she meets Rosie. Sonichu sits on the bed, arms I'm calling that fumble. Sonichu sits on the bed, arm's length from Roberta. He takes a few deep breaths and turns to her. "Roberta? Wow. I can't get over how much you look and feel like Rosie and I together." "Thank you," she says with a smile. Sonichu then resumes. "I've given this lots of thought within nanoseconds, but seeing you and Sarah fills me up with hope and joy. But I feel like I need to ask, how do I do as a father?" Roberta thinks. "Wow, just like I empathized." Then she speaks. "Well, Sonichu Prime, Daddy, without revealing spoilers, we always got the most sincere devotion and kindness from you. With me, though, I was treated like a son, then you came around and appreciated me as I am. I've received great coaching and support from both you and Mom. I really wanted to run as fast as you, and you helped me make that dream of mine come true. And when Sarah, Christine, and I were feeling down on our training, learning, works, and dreams, you told us to never give up on our passions, filled with light, power, and good. And you'd cite the prophecies and scriptures that tell us of your mom's adventures, battles, and tests of endurance, faith, and inner and outer strengths. Asking me, I'd say, honestly, Sonichu, you'd be an awe-inspiring dad." Bert, Roberta, and Sonichu smile at each other. "Thank you," he says with tears that join his eyes. They hug each other in mutual feelings of appreciation. They break from the hug. "Oh," Roberta starts, "Christine, my sister. I wish she was here. You would love her too. And listen, never leave her out. Her passion with the strength and love in her creative clothing designs and in herself, she got that from both you and Mom. She got that from both you and Mom. Rosie Roche Prime too." Go Transformers! Transformers, go! Transformers, more than meets the eye. Go Transformers!